Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to, whoa, we got an echo. Nothing's ever smooth. Mute. Okay, the echo's gone. Welcome back to the Director's Garage Friday Happy Hour Hangout. I'm back, folks. I'm back from Britain. I got all the things I covered that coronation like it was white on rice. I just got what was all over that thing. Yeah, I spent a nice week in England and in London, and got outside, got some great places, had some great food. Really expanded my palate for this trip. I went and I had Jamaican food, I had Indian food, we had some British food one night, the night before the coronation. And just fantastic. We had a great trip. Lots of walking. I averaged about 8 miles a day. I had 2 days were 9, 2 days were 7. And then some other stuff in there. But yeah, tons of walking. Lost some more weight. We're doing good on that. That's a good thing. And it's Friday. We made it to Friday. Cheers, folks. Cheers. Got a package to show off a little bit. We're going to unbox this guy. It's nothing that crazy. It's something you've seen before on the show. I'll leave that as a cryptic secret. What else? I have to get back into editing. I haven't had time since I got back. I've been running. I mean, the very next day I had shoots. I've had shoots all week. So I haven't been able to get back into editing because I've got an electrostatic episode next that's going to kill you. It's going to blow you away. It's like one of the best episodes I've ever done. I'm so excited about it. I just haven't had time to cut it. So it's going to be great someday. Too much fun. What is all happening out here? There's an audio show in Germany going on right now. I know that because somebody was asking me if I was just going to pop over to Germany and hit it up. And I'm like, no, because I have to pay the bills, folks. This does not pay the bills. So I had to get back to the States because I had shoots lined up. Pardon me. I had shoots lined up, and I needed to get back here. I couldn't derail and take a couple of days and spin through Germany as much as I would have liked to, and check out all the stuff from the audio show over there. It just couldn't happen. I just had too much to get done. So the second we were done, back on a plane, that's just the way this whole TV news stuff goes. You're just constantly going to the next thing. You get little breaths and pockets of where you can enjoy yourself and go and have a nice dinner and stuff. But for the most part, you're on your feet, you're walking miles and miles and miles and chasing down stories and trying to get interviews and all this stuff. So that's kind of what we were doing. So yeah, didn't get to Germany to do that. Got a little had a little trouble online in the comments section lately, and I'm not going to call anybody out or anything. It's fine, but there were a couple of people who were relatively unhappy with the way, with my reviews and stuff, and said they really liked something that I didn't, or that I liked at one point and went, well, it's an older product now, and there are stuff that's come along that's arguably more impressive, and I say enjoy what you enjoy, and if you like something, great. What do you need me for if you're enjoying what you have? I'm here to share my thoughts and my opinions and get us all talking and having a good time together. That's it. And if I was putting together reviews and I was like, oh, somebody might not like what I have to say about this, I couldn't give you a fair and honest review. And I'm like, I couldn't be, you guys would hate it. You guys would be like, this guy's a hack. He's a phony. He doesn't talk, I tell you what I think. And if I gave a rat's ass about what other people were going to think about what I said, this show would be dead in 30 seconds. It would be off the air. I gotta do the show the way I think I gotta do the show, and I gotta give the opinions that I think are valid. Now, I may be wrong, or I may not align with your thinking, but man, to like come on again, to come strong at me because I'm telling you what I think, it's a little harsh. And I'm like, guys, just enjoy what you have. Enjoy your stuff. Have a good time. Enjoy the music. That's what it's about in the end. I spend a lot of money on audio gear. People kind of like that fact. I kind of like that fact. I cry a little inside. I die a little with every purchase, but it's exciting and it's fun. And I'm exploring territory I never thought I would get to explore sonically. And so I bought a DCS Lena, which is, super expensive. It's in the stratosphere, the very upper layers of where you can go for a DAC. And I had, a bunch of people said, that's the wrong DAC. That's what we should have gotten this DAC. And I have no problem with that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. It's all good. But it was my decision because I wanted to go there and I wanted to try something different and I wanted to elevate what I had here. You know what I mean? I wanted to elevate the gear. I wanted to go beyond the Dave. I wanted to test something that was way out. And I thought that I nailed it with the Lena, and I've been really happy with that DAC. It's an amazing unit, and I love the way that thing streams. The streaming on that was well worth the extra price. And I know that, yes, you can stream on this and you can stream on that, but very few of those DACs actually are native streamers. And what I mean by that is most of the DACs are simply Roon endpoints. In other words, you load Roon and you can access the DAC and send stuff to it. This thing is connected directly to the internet. There's no middleman between Tidal and the DAC. It's getting it all direct from, unless I send it from Roon, which is okay, I can do that. And now that I've figured out how the software switches work, it's actually sending MQA. Oh, we said MQA. It's sending MQA right from Roon into the DAC, and it sounds fantastic. Stuff that has been 44.116. There are MQA versions of it now of stuff that I haven't heard in a higher res that are 96 and 192.24. That's exciting. That's exciting. That's what I was going after. I wanted to get into those files. Now, MQA is dead, meaning there's not a lot of new MQA being admitted to Tidal, although some people have said they found new releases that are MQA. I haven't gone through the new releases. I'm an old school guy. But none of the existing MQA has been removed from Tidal. None of it. It's all there. I can, at least it's all there on the stuff I listen to. So it's all there, and it's there for my, for my listening pleasure and our listening pleasure if you have an MQA DAC too. And it's really good. It's not, is it pure lossless? No, it's not pure lossless. We know that now, thanks to Golden Sound and what he did. But that doesn't make it sound bad. It just means it's not pure lossless. Well, so what? I mean, go listen to Sirius XM and tell me what lossless tells. I mean, that's crap. Like Sirius XM, they just compress the crap out of that signal, and you drive around your car and you're like, okay, I got the Beatles. Boy, this sure sounds like hell. Or hey, the Soul Channel, and I'm like, here's Sam and Dave, and well, thank God that it was recorded on bad microphones in 1962. It's like, okay, because you need that compression to you need that bad quality to mask the compression that's going on Sirius XM. So yeah, so that's it. That's the thing. That's my little rant for today. And I like to talk a little bit at the top to let you guys filter in, crack open your beers, get your feet up, get ready to tussle if you need to, and also, it gives a chance to get some comments down there. So now when I go to the chat, we've got some stuff to talk about. So that's my little mini rant and what I've been doing. And electrostatic episode next. Oh, I can't wait to get that one out the door. Can't wait to get that episode out the door. It's my favorite one in a very long time. It's like there's twists and turns and plot turns. It's fantastic. So really excited, and I can't wait to show that off. That's coming. It's probably going to be next week, fellas. I'm exhausted, and we're still doing the house thing, and I'll have an update on that once I feel comfortable that what's going on is actually what's going to wind up happening. I don't know how, but you get a girl pregnant. You knock her up, but she doesn't want to talk about the pregnancy right away, primarily because she needs to make sure you're going to financially pay for the thing. No, I'm just kidding. But because, it's not like, in those early weeks, it's like it's too early and it's not a sure thing yet. We've got like an 85% right now. Like we're 85% on what's going on with the house and where we're going and all of that. But there's still that 15%, like this could break bad if something bad happens, so like I don't want to commit to it yet because it may not happen, and there's still that little bit of chance. So I don't want to get into it quite yet, but things are looking good. It looks like we're going to have a new home for the director's garage in the next couple of months, and that's exciting. That's exciting because I've got plans. I don't know if I'll have any money left to execute the plans, or maybe I want to execute myself. For what the hell did I get myself into? But, it's exciting. It's exciting. And so we're going to have something of a new studio. I mean, I'll have the same basic arrangement, but I don't want to bring this with me. This is old Container Store Alpha shelving. I've had it for literally since 1992 probably is when I bought this, I think. 92-ish. Yeah, it was around that time. And so this is, it's old as it's older than some of you. So I'm like, I've had this stuff forever, and I'm like, I want to throw out the script a little bit, and I'm going to try and, I want to design something that's really cool and fun and kind of, I think we'll still have a monitor because that's kind of, where'd my logo go? Hey! Where'd my logo go? Black monitor. Why don't you guys tell me? Oh, see, there's the echo. Why don't you guys tell me this stuff? We gotta have a logo back there. Man, oh man. Sleeping on the job. Your director not coming through. Let's get a few more people in here. I like that we got a lot of viewers early. That's a good sign. I'm on the air earlier than normal on a Friday. Normally I try to do 3:30, but Mrs. Director is going to be home around 3:30, and we'll go for a while, and then we'll wrap things up. But she's got stuff she wants to do today, so I'm going to kind of honor that and be there because I've been gone. Mind you, I've been. You guys missed a couple of streams. We didn't get to do a couple of streams, but I'm supposed to be here like every day, and when I'm gone for a week, it's rough. You know what I mean? Hey, let's turn some notifications off. So don't disturb me for an hour. What do you say about that, Apple Watch? Take it. All right. All right, guys, let's get into the chat a little bit, and we'll start some interesting, fascinating discussions based on your comments. Or not. Or we'll just drink. We'll just get sauced. I'm still on the water, folks. I'm still on the water plan. But blood pressure is almost normal. It's a little bit high. It was a little higher today, but I've had a lot of money stuff going on for this house. So that'll get your blood pressure up a little bit when you start sending money out. You're like, this better be the right move. This is gonna hurt. If it's not the right thing, it's really gonna hurt. Too much fun. Cheers, Ryan Dietz. Cheers. Good afternoon, says Tommy V. Ken Workshop. Cheers. Happy Friday. Cheers. Hipster Cow. I love that name. That's the best. That's one of the best usernames in all of YouTube. Love that. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. Nice Boca. Different camera or settings? No, same camera, same Boca, same lens. 24 millimeter Canon Cineglass. Yeah, just open it up like that and you get that Boca. It's not that great. I have other lenses that'll do better, and we're gonna try and get to that in the new studio. I want to take this camera. This camera's like right behind the monitor currently, and I'm on a wide lens, 24. This guy, I'm gonna talk a little tech for you. This camera is right behind my monitor that I look over. So I look down and I read your chat, and I can look up, and then I've got a playback monitor up there so I can see if I got a booger hanging out, and then. But I want to, for the new digs, my goal, I don't know if I'll get it. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but my goal is to take the camera, move it back, and get on a longer lens. So I'll be, instead of on a 24, I'll try to be on a 35 or a 50. Why does that make a difference? Well, I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. When you go to a tighter lens and you throw that wide open, you get a better bokeh, which means this stuff back here gets even a little creamier, gets a little blurrier, looks a little cooler. So I'm looking forward to that. That's one of the things I want to do with the new room, is I want to kind of re-engineer. This was just put up. Look, this whole show came about because of the pandemic. I was sitting at home and I was on Zoom, and I had to do all these Zoom calls, Zoom, for work. And I was like, well, I got all this stuff set up. What if I just like make something out of it? And I'm like, well, if I make something out of it, what can I do? Well, let's try recording a show. And then I did a really bad show, which was episode 1, talking about 3 different kinds of head IEMs, and just kept uploading. They tell you upload. So I just kept uploading, and I kept getting better and refining it and whatever, and tweaking things here and there. But it's basically the same as it was back then. I've just added a few bits as far as hardware in the background. We didn't have that old reel-to-reel deck sitting there. Oh, we did though. We did, but it wasn't blinged out. We got it blinged out during the show. It's one of the things I did. So my biggest purchase of last year was sending that deck into J-Quarter, having them do that beautiful gold Macintosh sort of ish makeover, but they also upgraded the heads and upgraded the drive and the cap stands and the pinch rollers, and they did all this stuff to make it a much better deck, just a much more sound deck, because that deck is the RS 1500. Other than a Studer, it's one of the best mechanisms, pure vehicles for pulling tape across a head ever made. It's extremely reliable, extremely durable, extremely accurate. The electronics inside aren't the greatest, and I kind of wish I had taps. They were supposed to give me taps out so I could go into like my Macintosh direct off the heads and preamp it there, but they didn't. We're talking about bullshit. But so it's still using the internal electronics to do the basic amp from tape head level up to line level. That's still using the internals. But he went through that too and got that all cleaned up and replaced some little bits on the circuit boards and stuff. But that, I mean, it sounds phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And I wish I did have a big Studer deck. If the move happens, I'll have room for it. I just won't have the money for it anymore. It's always something. So yeah, I haven't. Anyway, back to Boca. This is Boca Light compared to what I want to get to, and we'll get there. Hopefully, at the new place. Hipster Cow, cheers. Serum 01, hello all. Mid-afternoon drink at work. My kind of guy. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, boys. I accidentally spoiled the eStat surprise, says Melinius, for himself. Still very excited for the vid, though. Melinius, I don't know what you're, if I bought something from you, that would be cool. But I will tell you, There's a lot going on in that episode, and it's not going to rely on one reveal. There are reveals on top of reveals. I have got the coolest shit coming that's like out there. It's out there. So even if you think you know, you don't actually know, because there's so much more. And I tapped resources from all over the world to put this app to put that show together. It's going to be so cool. It's going to be so cool. I can't wait for you guys to see it. It's just, I got to have the time to cut it. But it's in the can. I've shot it, and it's on the system, and I started doing the A-roll on it. I just haven't gotten any further because of, London. Okay. Worst things to be, I had to go to London I couldn't finish my show. Poor you. Matthew Berman says I enjoyed the trip to the good old Blighty. I did. I had a great time. I love, if I couldn't live in America or I was going to move to another country, that would be the place I moved. I love England. I love it. I love the weather. I know it's dreary. I love the weather. I love the people. They're great. Everybody, I just enjoy everything. I enjoy the culture. I enjoy the history. It's a fantastic place. It's my favorite, outside of the U.S. That's my favorite country to visit. I just thoroughly enjoy, and I've been to many. That's just the place where I just feel kind of at home there. I know a lot of people there. Always have a good time. The passion for football over there, soccer, is intoxicating. I love the passion and the anger and the frustration and the joy of I've been to 2 live matches over there in the last couple trips, and just phenomenal. Everything about it is great. Anthony Berman says, have you seen the new AK DAP and IEM due to be launched in Munich high-end next week? No, I have not seen it, and I have been out of touch with what's been going on. The last thing that really caught my eye was that the hardware... What did I see? The hardware planer? I don't know. I saw some new technology for IEMs that's coming where there's no moving parts. It's very interesting, and it's like, I don't quite get it, but they were explaining it and said that it's extremely efficient in power consumption, and it's able to give you extremely good bass. So, Mr. Basshead here is looking forward to that technology. I'll try and find it. I lost the link. I don't know what I did with it. And I've got so many links up here for other things right now. I'll never find it. I'll be sitting here staring at my computer. You'll be like going, dude, you want to say something? So I'll get into it. But that was the last piece of tech I'd heard of. And I know that the Final Audio D8000 limited edition is in its final run. So if you're anxious to get into that limited edition, now would be the time, because they're going to discontinue that soon. That much I know. So there you go. Hipster Cow, a large portion of people who watch reviews to validate what they already believe. Yeah, I don't buy that. I want to hear the voice of dissent. I want to hear the differing opinion. Golden Voice and I have very different priorities in what we review. And so our reviews often, our opinions on things often are at odds. I respect what he does, and I respect his, but I am somebody who uses my ears first. I don't take things to a test bench. I really want to hear it and listen to it and compare it to other things. That's what gets me geeked out. I love that shit. That's where my passion is. It's like, it's in the listening experience, and I don't discount comfort as much as it is as important as sound to me. If I've got to have something on my head, it can sound absolutely amazing, holy God, it's like the sun opened up and the skies are pouring the music down from the heavens. But it hurts my ears. Get these things off of me. You know, like, sorry, you made, you know, not going to cut it for me. I'm gonna call it out, you know. And he is definitely more about like the bench and what he can measure and stuff like that, and what he can take apart and what he sees that he likes in a design and what he sees that he doesn't like in a design. I'm like, does it sound good? Because you can point to point wire and use silver contacts and, you know, route the power supply with feather dust and, you know, away to keep it complete, put it in separate cities to keep the separation of the power, the amplification. But if it doesn't sound good, who cares? You know what I mean? Like, it's great that you took all those extra steps, but if it doesn't play out in the final product and I'm not impressed, great. I'm glad you came up with that tech, but it doesn't impress me sonically. So there you go. But there's good stuff. And it's not, I don't want to call out Golden Sun either. It's like they'll name a bunch of them. Kryn and I disagree constantly on IEMs. Stuff that he loves, I hate. Stuff that he hates, I love. Happens. Although we both loved the Cayin N8 2.0. That was good. But he absolutely hates the HD-820. I absolutely love the HD-820. He hates almost every Noble IEM, and I love nearly every Noble IEM. I just think they're fantastic. I love the sound of the Noble House sound. He hates the Noble House sound. He wants stuff that's, you know, more like technical, and it's like, no, that's not for me. I want to enjoy the music. Different approaches, nothing wrong with it, you know. But that's what makes this hobby great. It's the differing opinions. I keep like stressing that. It's like if we all just agreed on everything, God, what a boring freaking life it would be. It's like, you know, you need that yin and yang. You need it to give spice. Okay, Hipster Cow. Lots of folks seeking confirmation bias. Yeah, that's true, Ken. And I'm like, and I don't, and again, I'm like, I just don't. I appreciate what you think, but it's not going to affect me in one way or the other. Clearly, because I say stuff that other people go, what does he have, like tar paper in his ears or something? Or like, no, I'm dumb. Okay. So there you go. The world in general needs to take a massive chill pill. My point, that's the point, Serum. Cheers to Serum. He said it right. You said it right there. In general, needs to take a massive chill pill. Exactly. Calm down, everyone. We're all going to get through this one way or the other. Let's just get through it together and have the best time we can while we're here. All right. Cheers to that. Hi, fellas. Whoa, popped in at a weird time. Did I miss drama? No, I was just kind of ranting at the top. No big deal. The licensing deal MQA title runs through the end of 23. There's still 6 months worth of material still coming. Mostly the catalog releases, but still nice. Yeah, and I'm like, it ain't going anywhere. And by the way, that licensing deal can come back because somebody's going to jump in and grab MQA. There's too much tech on the table there. There's too much development on the table. Somebody can come along. And it may be Tidal. Maybe Tidal will just, you know, swallow it up and say, hey, we like this technology. It's efficient. It delivers quality sound to our listening audience, and, you know, we'll suck it up. Who knows? I don't have any inside info. It's just like somebody like that could come along and just go, yeah, this is good technology, and I wanted to be a part of, you know, my gig, you know, whatever it is I'm doing. Or it could just be, you know, somebody else comes in with some cash and breathes life back into the company. Anything can happen. Business is strange. You know, if you've got a good product, it's not as good as some people thought it was, but if you've got a good product, and it is a generally good product, you know, somebody will come along. Is the timeless 7 hertz... Boy, I owe you guys, man. Gary K. I'd buy you a beer right now if I could. I'm so far behind, boys. I am behind on those reviews, and I owe you guys stuff, and I'm going to try and get back to it. I had a really good, I was going to say spurt, but I'm like, that's really gross. I had a really good little stretch there before I left for London where I got a bunch of stuff out in a hurry. And then it kind of just hit a brick wall because of work. And work is more important. It's like, until I have 100,000 subs and this thing begins to pay for itself, work's got to come first. But I got to get up there in subs, and We're barely at 5, folks. It's pretty good. So like and subscribe the Director's Garage right now. Click the button and ring the bell, people. It's Friday. It's fun to do, and you burn calories with your finger. Sorry, that was half Harry Carey. If you guys remember who Harry Carey is. It's glad to be back on the old ballpark. Hey. Greetings backward is Sigurtengurg. That's what he used to do. He used to read all the... Maybe he was a baseball broadcaster. He used to read all the names backwards for the fun of it. He was a riot. And he'd get drunk on the air. He'd sit there and chug Budweisers during... Budweiser, call me. He would chug Budweisers during the game, and by the end of it, he would be sloshed. On a doubleheader day, it was like he's barely getting through the last innings. He was a riot. Broadcasted for the St. Louis Cardinals, the Chicago White Sox, and then finished his career with the Chicago Cubs. We used to broadcast games from the bleachers on warm days. So fun. Right in the middle of the fans. Just doing this and they're reading the lineups. So good. What's up, Ace? Dominic Green just picked up some 1985 KSE 40 speakers on sale for $100. Damn. That's... Yeah. And Steve's a good guy. Steve Guttenberg, yeah, he's a good guy. I like his stuff. I don't watch everything because he's so studio related and whatever, but his headphone stuff, I think he misses the mark on some of his headphone stuff personally, but he's an enjoyable guy. What I really like about Steve is he's like me. He likes to dig deep into crates and discover weird stuff at the bottom. You know what I mean? He comes up with recommendations that sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta check that out. You know, I like his for music recommendations. Really good stuff. JTB just power washed his deck. Is that code JTB? Is that maybe I shouldn't ask. Okay. His curiosity got the best of him, and he bought the Shit Sin, which is a universal surround DAC preamp headphone amp. Oh. He wants to see if it takes gaming and the movies to another level. I would be very curious if I had ever time to watch a movie or game. I have no time. My gaming is DaVinci Resolve, putting together this show. That's what I do in my spare time. Gil Renard, cheers, Gil. Gil bought the new, much hyped, new SA6 Mark II recently. I've seen that IEM. He decided he really can't abide by balanced armature bass anymore. Mids are really good. Trebles are not equal to even the 7 Hertz Timeless. Okay, and this is going back to my little rant at the top of the show. And I'm sorry if you guys missed it who are live, but you can go back and listen to it. Technology moves on. And what was great 2 years ago is still great, but it's not as impressive as where we are now. Look, when, say, a headphone like the U18T came out, 18 balanced armatures in a tiny, tiny microscopic little shell. It's amazing tech. They even like the universal, what am I thinking of? The UE, Ultimate Ears, with and the Jerry Harvey stuff when he was starting to jam 12 and 15 drivers into an IEM. Unbelievably fantastic. And then we got dynamic drivers, and then we got bone drivers, and then we got eStat tweeters, and then we got, the technology and the response from the technology and what it did to the sound. The Odin, the Empire Ears Odin was it was like a signpost. There's going to be everything to the Odin and then everything that comes after the Odin. The Odin was important. It was an important IEM. It wasn't my favorite IEM. I had them. I liked them. They were not tuned great. But the tech and the way they arranged it in that IEM, and if you've got them and love them, God bless you. Go and enjoy it. I can't blame you. They're just too bright for my tinnitus and like what goes on in my ears. I don't like stuff that's got a lot of stuff going on in the upper mids. but the detail that they managed to do all of those really fantastic drivers, different styles and types, and the Mess too was the one that came along just after it. But the Odin is like the signpost where things changed. Like then it became like, oh, bets are off here. We're gonna go and do some really crazy shit now, and really challenge each other. And the Odin was very important. And what I think, and I'm like, you know, I don't know what John Moulton would say about this, but to me, what the Sultan did was it took kind of the approach of the Odin and refined it. He said, I'm going to, you know, give this better shape. I'm going to work on the sound shape more. And that's why I love the Sultan so much. And then his kind of real version of the Odin itself is the Viking. It's all that detail that the Odin had, but it's shaped a little better. You know what I mean? It's just a little easier on your ears. But it's all there, all the detail, all the frequencies, the bright highs and the thundering bass down into the sun, all that stuff is there. I happen to just like the Sultan maybe a little bit better because it's a little more musical. Like it's like I can just kick back with them on, and it's not as like challenging all my senses all the time. It just is like, hey buddy, I'm going to play something for you and you're really going to like it. And that's kind of like, I go good with that. That's kind of like my favorite approach. That said, everything gets turned on its head when we start talking E-stats because, you know, those are detail headphones, you know, super detail. Okay, XMEMS, for the IEM drivers. Yes, I'm not sure what you're referring to, Brian Dietz. I'll circle back. Maybe it'll make sense in a second. JTB says he wanted to try the Sinn for the entertainment purposes only, not music. Never. He can always return if it doesn't impress. Sure, of course. You know, got to try the new stuff. Apparently, there's also another edition of the Focus Mystique coming out. I was shown at Canjan in Singapore. I'll have to get back with John on that and find out what it is. I'll ask him. I haven't talked to him in probably a month or two because I got all sick and everything. I was off the air. My live stream now has ads. Who approved that shit? When did that happen? Maybe I got to a certain subscriber level and it's now doing that. I didn't put them in, boys. I just the same settings as live stream number 1. So, well, enjoy the ads. Buy a Volvo today, and maybe I'll get some commission. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to give me a commission on anything. Okay, well, you got a little live stream there. You got a little. It didn't tell me it was going to. Oh, I see a dip in my viewership. That must have been when the commercial hit. Everybody's like, screw him. I'm not going to listen to this. Sorry, boys. I didn't mean to. I didn't do anything on purpose. I have no idea how YouTube works, other than I click the button and I go. And then I hit upload. Okay, I had a big month of trading and selling. Kevin Jacques, he picked up a D8000 Pro, which we reviewed on this show. Very good headphone. Abyss Diana V2. Somebody picked up that orange one on HeadFi. Did you guys see that orange Diana V2 Fi that was out there? Oh, it was smoking, man. It's one of those custom colors the guys said. I hate to love Abyss stuff, but I love that. I thought that was bold and gorgeous, and I really do want to hear the Diana Fi someday. V2 Fis, whatever the hell they are. They're great. Quest style CMA15, pretty much complete until CanJam SoCal. Yeah. And then I'll come along, show you a bunch of new shit, and you go, why do I need this old stuff? Hipster Cow. He didn't realize that music wasn't considered entertainment. Yeah. Funny. Dominic Green, if the moon were made of cheese, would you eat it? I would know. I'd wash it down with an ice cold Budweiser. That sounds like a Harryism. If the moon were made of cheese, would you eat it? That's a Dominic. That's totally a Harryism, a Harry Careyism. That's so great. That's so great. He already knows the Sinn won't outdo what he's using for music. He's looking for the Sinn taking gaming and experience to another notch. Yeah, they can do some cool stuff. There's some great effects coming our way too. And there was that. Wasn't there that like a stereo synthesizer would like take a... Oh, Holly. Holly alert. Stand by, everybody. Holly, come on in, buddy. Come here. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, we haven't said Holly in a while. There's Holly. How you doing, my little stray? You're gonna have a new home hopefully soon. What do you think of that? Say hi to the world. Hi. Good boy. Handsome man. All right. That's Holly saying hello. Yeah, he's very vocal is Holly, by the way. Yes. There was this box, and it was like at Can Jam like 4 years ago. And it was like, it would synthesize sort of surround sound. I'm not sure how it worked, but you could like synthesize surround sound in a regular pair of headphones. I'm not sure, again, not sure how it worked, but I never tried it. I never got it. But it was cool. It was like an upright unit. Kind of looked a little, the form factor was similar to the new HiFiman upright vertical headphone standy thingy. But it had like all sorts of buttons and stuff on it. I don't know what they did. JTB, Steve Guttenberg was pretty good in Police Academy. That's Gutenberg, you fool. I've met Steve. He's a nice guy. He was just in a movie for, I want to say it was Lifetime. I don't know. He came in. We did an interview with him. Him and one of his famous co-stars that from years gone by. I don't remember her name either. I'd have to look it up. Most of the YouTube abs are teaching how to poop properly. Poop properly. And if that's what's... if those are the ads that are popping up in my live stream, I think that tells you something about this show. That is a commentary on this show, if there ever was one. Oh, I'm sorry I lost all the concurrent viewers. I was just about to open a box. Damn. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry that the ads popped up. I don't know why they popped up, but, you know, maybe it'll make me some money. with all 20 people watching today. I know it's not a normal day for us, so I'm not expecting tons of people. I just wanted to reconnect because I miss you guys. You know, I miss hanging out. I miss doing the live streams and all of that. So that's why I'm here today. That's why I want to do it. So anyway, we'll do this. We'll open this box in a second and get to it. Surround sound headphones. Remember the ProLogic Sennheiser DSP? No, I don't remember that one, Ken. That might have been before I really got into it. Wow, I have to look that up. That tech. That's dead tech. One of the things, by the way, one of the things I want to do, speaking of surround sound, does nothing. This is a complete non sequitur. One of the things I want to get into is for the new house. I just haven't figured out how to afford it or how to do it. Have you guys seen the Yamaha player pianos, the new ones? Go on YouTube and look up Yamaha Inspire, ENSPIRE with an E. Because what they're doing with player pianos now is unlike, it's not like what player pianos were like 20 years ago. You know, in the first days of player piano, I want a player piano for the new house. I haven't figured out how to swing it yet, and we're working on it. It's a plan, but it's like I want to fill the house with live music. I'm not a great player, but the new player pianos are off the charts. It's next frickin' level. I'll tell you about them. It's a regular piano, but they put the solenoids in to hit each key. Now, back in the old days, they used to have upright pianos were the player pianos. And you put a scroll in, and the scroll would have holes in it where it would tell which key to hit when. And that existed, and that was really the basis of player pianos up until MIDI. And once MIDI came along, you had like, 48 or 64 variations of resolution, how hard the hammer could hit the string on the piano, and it gave a lot more diversity. But most of that stuff was very quantized, so there wasn't room for people to have swing with it. So it was interesting. It was good. It was good sound. It had good sounding piano, but it didn't have like a natural feel to it. And then Yamaha started playing around, and they came out, and Kawai did this too, I think, simultaneously, but Yamaha's got the most advanced system. They came out with their first disc lavieres, which played off of, well, originally they played off of a...
I found this on the web.
I didn't ask you for anything, Siri. Sorry. It played off of a floppy drive, and then they graduated in the 2000s to CD-ROM, and you'd put a CD-ROM in the thing and it would play. But they upped the resolution of the hammer to the string to 256 levels of weight to the keys. And you weren't any longer, the resolution between the notes got much better, so you could have actual swing. So that was a big change. Now, their newest version of this is beyond that even, because you'd have to load a CD-ROM in and everything. Now it's all off iPad. And you can go and download a famous musician playing his own music. And it's like the guy is in the room playing the piano. That's how cool this is. And it's all coming in wirelessly to your piano. What really blows your mind, though, is it's not just the piano playing anymore. They have a backing track along with the piano player, including, you can download Bob Dylan, and Bob Dylan will be singing Simple Twist of Fate with an accompanying bass and drums and all of that, but a live piano in the room. The piano part is live off your piano, and then all that accompanying stuff is going along with it. And if you have somebody who's a singer, you can duck the vocal track out, and they can sing the song. And I have a lot of friends who are in the business, and Mrs. Director, I don't like to toot her horn, I don't talk about her probably enough on this show, but she was a backup singer for Barbra Streisand. She's a really accomplished singer. She's exceptional, and she can do show tunes, and she can sing anything. She can sing the phone book, and it's just amazing. You got to be pretty good when you get up to that level. She was a backup singer. She played the Staples Center, Madison Square Garden. She's a real powerhouse of a voice. And we're looking forward to potentially filling the house with live piano music and having our friends who are all talented and we're all artsy people come over and we'll do these massive parties, singing parties. So that's really good. That's really good. Okay, that said, I've bored you enough with the player piano brat hole, but I want to put that in the new house. I want to get the new house filled with real live music, in addition to whatever I can, wire into the place. Okay, so let's go to this box. Let's go to this box. And like I said, this is nothing crazy. It's going to be impressive for those of you who, haven't. Hello. Hey. Go back. Oh. That's the problem. Bad, Michael. There we go. This box right here, people. I'm sorry I cut the graphic in 1,000 times. I gave you guys, if you guys are, what do they put up at the beginning of all the Apple shows now? If you're sensitive to flashes, yeah, don't watch this show either. Okay, so this is a box, and this is a knife, and this is in 3D. Whoa. So I'm going to open this box right here, and it's got something in it that you've seen before on this show. But it's just fun to kind of open shit sometimes, even if it's kind of a nothing burger. And there's something about this that is a little bit nothing burger, but oh well. It's a live stream. What else are we going to do? Sit here and talk about headphones? So, yeah. So, taped well, taped nicely. And, yeah, I think we're there. Let's take a look, huh? Wow. Boom. Oh, here it is. Ready? One. What we have here, folks, is a Hifiman Susvara. It's JTB's worst nightmare. Oops. Wow, am I having problems? What's wrong with my... Oh, shoot. Boys, my keyboard died. Oh, this is bad. There we go. We have the Hifiman Susvara, folks. Wait, Michael, you already have the Susvara. It's JTB's worst nightmare. Yeah, Hifiman Susvara. So why do I have another Susvara? Well, I'll explain in a second, boys. Hifiman Susvara. This isn't a new Susvara because I wouldn't buy a new Susvara. I would have been, you know. This isn't a new Susvara. This is the old Susvara. Well, why is it in a box getting sent back to you? Well, it turns out that about a few weeks ago I sold it. I sold the Susvara. And that's great and everything. And by the way, here's how it comes. You get this beautiful velvety bag. You get the Hifiman card. And then you get the book of Susvara, which is hardbound, gorgeous, all that shit. And then you get the headphone. So I sent it out, and the guy's like, I really like it, but I'm unhappy because there are some micro scratches on the unit. And so I'm like, well, send it back. I'm like, I'm not going to... I run a headphone show for a living that relies heavily on people being happy with me. And if you're not happy with something you buy, for God's sakes, don't keep it. Like, just call me, we'll work out a deal. But he was unhappy because of some micro scratches on the faceplate. And I'm just looking for anything that looks like there's one little, maybe a little scratchy right there, like one little thing. But I don't see anything else. So if this is what caused him to send back a very... I mean, he bought a used headphone, folks. I'm like, what? You expect it to be new, buy a new headphone. But yeah, that's okay. I mean, I want him to be happy. I want everybody to be happy. I would not let, somebody go unhappy with a purchase. But he didn't like that there was apparently this tiny little scratch right there that I don't even know. Does that come out on camera? Can you see it? I mean, it's unplayable. Unplayable, folks. Unplayable. Start over. Sell all your shit. So the condition was not to his satisfaction, and so I refunded his $4,000. Said, good luck. Do what you want. So yes, Hi-Fi Susvara is back in house. Not sorry to see it here. Still love this headphone. Think it's great. I just was trying to move it because, and I still am. Anybody's interested in a Susvara and doesn't mind a micro scratch that can barely come out on camera, let me know. Hit me up. So the Susvara is back in house, and that's fine. That's fine with me. I'm like, I have no hard feelings about it. I want everybody to be happy, but it seemed a little bit ridiculous to buy a used headphone and wanting it to be 100% pristine. I mean, I had the book, folks, the book, and a custom balance. You know how shitty these things are. These are the surgical tube cables that come with every Hifiman high-end product. It's like they're god-awful. I had this beautiful cable that sounds fantastic. It's a 4-pin, but very nice, very flexible, very premium in feel, and I included that in the deal. It wasn't good enough, apparently. So, Hifiman Susvara back in the house, boys. Hifiman Susvara back in the house. That's fun. That's fun, and I've got and I didn't get much time with these with the DCS anyway, and that might be something worth investigating anyway. So I'm not entirely sorry to have one of the great headphones of all time back here for my further amusement and pleasure. And there you go. So, at least you know one thing. At least you know one thing, and that's if you buy something from me off my channel and you're unhappy, I'm going to take care of you, because that's what we do. We take care of it. We're all in this hobby together. We're trying to have a good time. It's all about having a good time. I don't even mind losing money. I just want everybody to have a good experience and enjoy themselves. Even if, you know, even when a headphone sounds bad, when I don't like it, I usually like the, sorry, I'm trying to get this all in range so it'll close again. Nicely, like that. There you go. Just leave it like that because it's kind of cool looking, right? Even if a headphone doesn't sound great to me or whatever, I enjoy the experience of getting to know it and to explore it and to find out what it is that's not working for me and putting that into words for you guys. You know what I mean? Because that works for me. That works for me. So there you go. HiFiman Susvara back in the house and back up for sale to anybody who's interested. But beware, used headphones might have a little tiny nick or two somewhere on them. Cheers, everybody. Hey, it's a good time. How's your hearing listening to The Pawn Shop and Bill Evans? Yes, in fact, one of them will make an appearance in the next episode. I won't say more than that. The absolute last thing I expected to see, I know, it's JTV's worst nightmare. His head is like exploding. Like, what did he get that headphone back for? I thought we were brothers. We are, buddy. I'm trying to, you know, I just don't feel, and my reason for selling the Susvara is I've done a bunch of shows on them and I've done a bunch of stuff and I got them sounding where I think they're about as good as they're going to sound. Some people will always tell me, you're not blah, blah, blah right. You're not doing this right. You're not doing that right. Or you need this. You need a 4-gauge thick wire from, you know, and like I've tried everything with these and I think they're about as good as they're going to ever sound. I've got world-class amplification here, great amplification here, and they are what they are. They're a very good sounding headphone, premium headphone, one of the best sounding headphones in the world. I just I like the Caldera better. So like, why would I keep these when I like the Caldera? So that's why I'm willing to move them. They're not bad headphones. And like I said, world-class headphone, one of the very best in the world. It's just I've got the Caldera and I prefer them. So I'll put my money where my mouth is and keep the Caldera, right? Will the DCS have enough oomph for the Susvara, says Zerum. Sorry, I skipped a couple. I'll get back to you. Well, I'm not using the DCS amp with these. I'm using the Bakun 13R, which is 25 watts a side. Very powerful amp, and by all accounts, and it delivers all of that power to the headphone jack, too. You don't have to do any splitters off the back or any funny malfeasance, boys. It's all at your fingertips on the Bakun. And so it's plenty. And the DCS is just the DAC stage of it. And I still don't have the clock, which, you know, got a little further away if I'm going to buy a house. But we're going to get there. I'm going to get there. I want the clock in there because I do think it's going to make a difference. I don't know how much of a difference, but it'll make a difference. Okay. Finally fixed the cables on the latest ones. Oh, they did. They changed the cables? Ken, that is a major breaking news. HiFiman changes their cables to something that's not hideous. It's so fun. It's fun poking fun sometimes, but they know I think their products are great. HiFiman stuff, HiFiman period makes great stuff. I still think the HE-1000 V2 is the sweet spot. And now that it's got stealth magnets, where'd my stealth magnet have? Oh, there they are. Like these here. This is the Expanse from Dan Clark Audio. I'm still on the fence about those. Yeah, I mean, the HE-1000s to me are, so good. So good. And of course, Susvara has stealth magnets as well. You may have heard. I'd love to get his hands on it, but he's too afraid to drop that much money on HiFiman without a warranty. I mean, y'all can do what you want to do. I've never worried about stuff like that. I can't. The one thing that is sketch when it comes to warranty is tubes, because tubes do blow. I haven't had many headphone issues other than maybe a wire pulling out. I had the wire pull out of the Expanse. I sent them to Dan Clark, fixed them free of charge, sent them back the next day. HiFiman, those guys over there can't take much bad publicity. They pretty much stand by their gear. Anytime I've had a problem, yeah, it's been no issue for me with them. I guess other people have had bad experiences. I'm like, I like HiFiman, and they did me a solid years ago before I even had a show. They liked my review of the HE-1000 so much, because I did a written review on HeadFi, that they said, we'll send you a V2 free if you do a review on it, because we think it's even better. And boy, were they right. So they gave me a free exchange from a V1 to a V2 on the HE-1000. And man, that was my favorite headphone for a very long time, up until right before I did this show. In fact, it was still my favorite headphone when I did this show. I don't think I found a better headphone than that. I would say maybe the first Abyss I got in was really the first one that kind of challenged, I thought, where that HE-1000 was. And then of course the Susvara, which is a better headphone, but it's just not 3 times more expensive better by any means. So, but you got one right here you can buy, folks, if you don't mind a light scratch on one cup. And you'll get like half off or something on them, or 2/3 off, or 1/3 off, whatever it is. My math is, sketch at 3:30 in the afternoon. Anything over 2,000, JTB says anything over 2,000 with headphones and audio gear is seriously entering diminishing returns territory. And I think that's a sliding scale based on how much money you make and how much money you have laying around, because there are some people that, will swear by it. Their $40,000 amplifier in their home, it's light years ahead of, but I think that's a sliding scale for most. I tend to agree with you. I think that $2,000 spot is the sweet spot. I think bang for the buck, the HE-1000 V2 Stealth Magnet Edition and a used Audeze LCD-4, that's the point at which you're really starting to hit diminishing returns. Buy that used LCD-4 or buy the HE-1000 V2 Stealth Magnet Edition. Those are world-class headphones, and you're playing with style above that, not quality. You may like this headphone more or less for various reasons, but man, what great deals at that $2,000 price point, used and new. You can now get the V2 open box direct from HiFiman for $13.99. Incredible value. Yeah, that's great stuff, man. That's great stuff. That's the way to go. I would encourage that. I would encourage the HE-1000 V2 Stealth Magnet even over the SE. Yes, Gil, I was reading your mind, buddy. Maybe I just saw it. Yeah, I would say that. JTB, you've had both. Weigh in for the man. What's your opinion? I think the V2 is the way to go over the SE, personally. Want to move your car so I can grab the tires? Gotta go. Cheers to y'all. Bye, Ferrum. Have a great weekend, buddy. We're going to wrap up here in a few minutes now that we did our big reveal. We got some people watching, though, so I'll stick around for a little bit if you guys want to talk about more. Get the chat going, though. Make some comments down there. We'll talk about it. I can call some stuff on the web. We can Oogle and Google and go over some stuff. If there's anything you want me to check out or take a look at the pictures, we can call them up on the big screen for y'all. Or we can just, get wasted and say goodnight. Drop some blotter acid and fade off into another dimension. What do you think of Sony's signature TAZH-1ES amp? I have not heard it, so I wouldn't fairly comment. I will tell you this. The Sony that I've had my eye on is that stupid new music player. It's getting under my skin how bad I want that thing, but I don't have the funds for it yet. because I've got other things ahead of it. But it is in the plan. I want to sell off. I would sell off every single one of my players right now, which is, well, they're not out right now. It's formidable. I have an AK-240 anniversary edition that's loaded up with Blue Note Jazz. I have a dynamite sounding Cayin N8. I don't like the physical buttons on that unit, but it's, as far as sound, it's one of the best. It's probably the best music player I own sound-wise. And I have an SP1000, which is the best interface and design combination. It is a piece of jewelry, and I love that's what I brought to London. I brought that, and I put the piggyback amp on it, and I was using the Meze Lyric on the plane, which has lovely bass, good seal, and a great time listening. And I busted out all sorts of great music. I was listening to classical, I was listening to jazz, I was listening to REM. I listened to that entire live album, the 1992 to 2000 or something, that MTV set that they had. I pulled that out. I was listening to that. Just fantastic, man. And it's great. It was great, and enjoyed it. And I was happy that I had the external amp to push that, because it really did help it out quite a bit, and make all of the bassy goodnesses that those Renaro drivers can make. I really like that. Yeah. So at least one ad played during had guitars, but it was personal injury. That's the new motto of the Director's Garage, the ambulance chaser of audio shows.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Siri agrees. Ah, that's awesome. That is so awesome. Those gray tube cables that come with the Susvara are a huge WTF moment. I know. Thank God that I bought them used, and I bought them with that cable, that aftermarket cable that the guy sent. It's very nice. Never had a reason to try or use anything else. It's a great cable, the aftermarket one that came with this. It sounds great. But I never once put on those awful, heinous stock cables that apparently now have been replaced. So cheers. Gotta give the guys cheers over there. Dr. Fang finally got it together on the cable. Good to know. Ace of Spades is making some 2-channel moves this weekend, hoping not to break his wallet or his back. Ace of Spades. Some of that gear is heavy, and I'm going to show off some stuff. Next episode, boys. Next episode. I want to get this thing out. I'm so excited. I am like... Look. I know I'm not... I can hype anything, I guess, to some degree, and get excited about stuff, but this next episode's for real, boys. It's for real, and it's just gonna be I can't wait for you guys to see it. You guys are gonna flip. You're gonna flip. If you thought the Lena was something, just wait, boys. Just wait. That was like, I'll never do an episode like this for a long time, especially if the house sells, because I'm not going to have that kind of free cash to just like, hey, let's try this. Everything's going to have to be very strategic, and like, I got to sell this and this and this to get that. It's going to be very, very pointed, and it's going to take a longer time, because a lot of these headphones, man, I've had them for sale for a long time. They don't always move. So there you go. Hi, Benjamin Craig. Hi, Michael. I just caught the end. Got to start from the beginning. Just got the Verte closed. He's in love. That's a headphone on my short list for a long time. I've always heard good things. The Lyric is my current, I think, favorite closed back, the HD-820. Like, if I want something that's really got a huge soundstage and fun to listen to, I go to that route. And if I have the ability to EQ, which is pretty much only at home, I use the Audeze LCD-X00. I love that headphone. I love the weight of that headphone. It's a great headphone. It looks great, sounds great. It's just bright on the upper mids. You got to pull those. And really, Audeze knows this because the preset. Sorry, Holly wants to come back in. Go figure. The preset that Audeze sends out for the fix, they get all those presets you can load into Roon for each headphone. The preset is dead spot on for how it should be tuned. They completely counter what they know is an awful bright spot in the wrong place. But the speed of that headphone, nice bass, gorgeous, full complete headphone. Those are my favorite closebacks. Those gray, we did that. Ace of Spades. Getting a set Tecton, perfect set 210 and a tube amp. A set Tecton. Okay. Cheers. I don't know what it is. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. Anybody know that one? I don't. JTB, here's the answer. He has the HE-1000 V2 Stealth, and they are very, very close to the HE-1000 SE, and they have better bass. Sold. Right there. That's JTB for the win. JTB and I have very similar tastes. We prize the same thing. We prize musicality and comfort over anything. And we don't feel that you have to buy. It's fun. It's fun to buy a $6,500 headphone or whatever, a $5,500 headphone, a $4,000 headphone, and check it out and show off its features and marvel over its cool design and anything else. Yeah, it's fun to do that, but it's even more fun to discover the joy of the LCD4 and a good amp. And how wonderful that headphone sounds and how dimensional it is. And it's, to me, it is... Sorry, Holly came in, stepped all over the newspaper, almost walked back out. But that one of the greatest discoveries of this entire show was paying $2,000 for a used LCD4 that came, it was in very good condition, might have had a light scratch on one of the ear cuffs. Sorry, I can't get over that. Plugged it in and turned it on and just went, that sound impression segment was one of the best sound impressions I've ever had. Because I wasn't that's a 4-year-old, 5-year-old headphone. It'll be good. I'm sure it'll be good. It was their top of the line headphone at one point, whatever. And just the experience of that headphone was so good. And to think for $2,000, there's this great headphone sitting out there for anybody to pick up. Unbelievable. One of my favorite days. And yeah, the HE-1000 the same way. Still one of my favorite all-time headphones. And I wish I had unlimited money. I'd have one in here. Sorry, guys, burping. Cheers, everybody. Winding down the show on a Friday afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed our little run through life here and catch up. I'll go through the rest of these chats, and then we'll send everybody on their weekend to a real happy hour in a real bar somewhere. Millennius backwards is Soennilim. Sorry. Too much fun. Yeah. Anthony Behrman says the new AK DAP has an R2R DAC and an IEM that's a collaboration with Visioneers. Well, I'm definitely interested in the DAP if it's R2R, because one of my criticisms about the HE-1000... Sorry, HE-1000. One of my criticisms about the SP1000 is that it's kind of bright. It's a bright amp, and an R2R DAC will tame some of that. Technically, nobody makes a DAP like AK, not even Sony. But because they put 2 DACs in, one for each channel. I mean, they really go the extra mile. And I thought 2 DACs was complete, audio bullshit until I actually put an AK, this is back in the day, an AK-120, let me think about this, an AK-60 and an AK-120. Yes, right? The AK-60 was a single DAC chip model. The AK-120 was their first dual DAC chip, one for each channel. And the difference in separation and spatiality was palpable. You could hear it. It was on my own headphones I was listening to, and I'm like, there is no comparison. This 120 is a killer DAP. And then I got the 240, which still today is an awesome, one of my very favorite. It's not here either. It's in a drawer right now. I was trying to clear out some desk space because I'm doing a lot of paperwork. So I put all the portable stuff away for a while until I need it. But yeah, an R2R AK sounds wonderful. That might be something to get, especially if they do it on the level of the SP3000. I would like them to stop trending so large on the size of their DAPs though. Like the 1000 is kind of on the big side. Like I don't really want anything bigger than the 1000. And they keep thinking bigger is better. And I'm like, I don't want a tablet size DAP. I don't. I want the 240 is like the perfect size DAP. It fits in your shirt pocket. It holds a ton of music and it sounds phenomenal. That's the sweet spot. Okay, so let's see. Nephilim says, hi guys, hope all is well. Got a new solid state tube amp hybrid to complete his desktop system. It's the Bathys Orium. Not familiar with them. Very excited. Should be ready for him fresh from Italy by the end of the month. That's awesome, man. Nephilim, cheers, man. You went for it. I love to see that shit. That's awesome. Curious to see a Verite closed against an Atrium closed comparison. Yeah, I have neither. I have neither of those. Very good, very good. Yuri, not Uri. Cheers, buddy. We always, the way it works around here, if we see a new name, we raise a glass to you. Everybody across the YouTubes, doink. Everybody across YouTube raises a glass to you, my friend Yuri, my new friend Yuri, my new brother in sound. Thanks for stopping by. That's how it works at Director's Garage. Live show, anyway. I'm glad to discover your channel. I'm glad you discovered it, too. Great that you're talking about the music. I love talking about music. This episode's been more tech, I think. But we do deep dives into music. Talked about pianos today for a while. Why not? You still use Focal Bathys, I wonder. Yes, I'd use them at work. Have you changed your music preferences when using it? To be fair, the Bathys are mostly being used at work right now, and what I'm able to do at work is stream title and then I'm using it for work, which is writing pieces, which means I'm playing back. I love that it can connect to my phone and the computer at the same time. So if I get a phone call, I push the thing and I get and I pick up the phone and I can have a conversation without interrupting my work. And as soon as the call's over, they hang up or whatever, and I'm right back. It's still connected to my PC, and I can keep listening to the interview I was listening to or playing the clip I was playing, so I can write the next story. And it's like it's improved my workflow. So it's a great tool. I'm not really using it for pure music listening. I considered, because of their wonderful form factor, I considered making those the headphone that I brought to London with me. But then when we had to check a bag, it freed up a lot of backpack space. When we're just going for too long. It was a 6-day trip. I couldn't do it. We always try to travel hack. I have got the best travel hacks on the planet, though, boys. I mean, if you ever want like how to travel, ask me, because I've been everywhere and I know all the shortcuts. And if I don't know the shortcuts, I'll find you the shortcuts. That's how it is. Travel hack is never check a bag. Like bend over backwards not to check a bag, because the biggest killer of momentum is getting off that plane and having to wait for your bag to come out the turnstile. You want to get off that plane and get to your car, driver, rental, whatever it is. Get the hell away from there and get to your hotel and start walking. Got to walk right after you get off the plane. Very important. So, but we had to check bags. So when that happened, I could shove a lot of shit into my luggage instead of having to carry it in my backpack if I were not checking a bag. And so at that point, I had enough room for the Lyric. And the Lyric, to me, sounds much better than the Bathys. I don't think that that's a stretch to say. You know, that said, I don't think the Lyric is up to a $2,000 price tag. I think its sweet spot is used at $1,200. But it's a great sounding headphone. Make no mistake about that. It's a great. So I was happy to be able to bring. So I didn't bring the Bathys on that. So the Bathys mostly live at work, and that's where, and they have a purpose for me. And I'm very happy with them. They do their job. They do it wonderfully. But I'm not like doing critical listening or pleasurable listening at home. We now have some electrostats in to do that. It's a tease for the next show, guys. I swear it's gonna be awesome. Gil says he's glad he tuned in because he was about to pull the trigger on an HE1000 SE. Now he's confused. He just doesn't want another set too close in signature to his area stealth. Well, they're all kind of in that lane though. But I would go for the HE1000 V2 stealth magnet if you can. Cheers. I would go for the HE1000 V2 Stealth Magnet and scour and wait for one to come up on HeadFi, or you can always go to Audio 46 and use the coupon code Director's Garage, all one word, at checkout and knock an extra 5% off that HE1000 V2 Stealth Magnet Edition. If I was set up here the right way, I would have just flashed shameless plug, because I do get a commission on that. It's not a lot, but it's a small commission. If you happen to buy them through Audio 46 and use that coupon code, it helps the channel out who's breaking. Tommy V AARP. That's me. Nephilim, cheers to me all, to us all. We have the greatest hobby in the world, according to us. It is. Just spend the money and enjoy. Peace, everybody. Yeah, and JTB's here to confuse everyone. The HE1000 SE are the most detailed headphone he's heard, but they can be a bit harsh at times, especially on bad recordings. They're not the most detailed I've heard, I don't think. I think with the right amplification, and you know how hard I had to search for the right amplification, the Susvara can outdo it, and the electrostats are right there, and the LCD-5 I think is a more resolving headphone. It's not a better sounding headphone, but it's a more resolving headphone. That's my opinion. Ace of Spades says he ever traveled to New Zealand. No, I haven't gotten to New Zealand. I was supposed to go there once for a Lord of the Rings thing, because they shoot all the Lord of the Rings movies, and for some reason or another, probably one of my superiors at work scooped in and took the shoot away from me because she wanted the free trip to New Zealand. So that happens sometimes. There's a little bit of politicking. No, I've never been to New Zealand. I would love to go, though. That's one of the places on the planet that I have not been that is on my list to go to someday. I also want to go to Germany, and I want to visit all the castles in Germany and Austria. Maybe not all of them, because there's a lot, but I want to see the cool ones. Because I want to do the scene from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I'm here to view the tapestries, which is my worst Scottish accent ever. I want to recreate that in Germany. Nephilim says, Shit Ragnarok 2 was released today. Finally. Very powerful, 25 watts and a 16 ohm. Yeah, that's as powerful as my 13R Bakun. Good for them. Always love a good shit product, and they're priced for the rest of us. That's good. That's great. Yuri says, cheers, guys. Wow, you even do travel trips here on my channel. No, we talk about everything. So crazy. He just bought the Bathys, based on my review, by the way. Impressed with the musical selection in that review. Keep up the great work. Well, Yuri, I'm going to cheers to you. And with that, I think it's time to wind down this particular episode of the Director's Garage Live. Ragnarok 2. Man, I got to make friends with those shit boys and have them send me some stuff. I think we're past the age when I have to worry about getting manufacturers. There was a time when I was really starting to grow the channel and getting new. I really didn't want to take any demos from the manufacturers because I thought people would think that I was a shill and I was just going to like something to like it because it got sent to me for free. I think people know me enough by now, and I've had enough reviews under my belt, 135 of them to be, 135 episodes anyway. People know that I'm not that good an actor. Like, I can't fake it. So I may loosen up on that in the future. Plus, if I get a new place, guys, it's going to cost me a lot of money. I'm going to need some help getting products in here. And we're getting to that 5,000 number. So yeah, that's going to be cool. Subscribe, like, do all the things down below. Cheers, everybody. I'm going to wrap this one up. We'll go to the goodbye music. I'll answer the last couple of things, and then we'll hit the road. But let's have a great weekend. I can promise you this. I have been doing a ton of listening. And I'm really enjoying where I'm at in the hobby right now. And that will come out in the next episode, and in future episodes where I'm going to be able to show that off. Can't wait for that episode to hit air. I'm going to work on it. I'll work on it this weekend and try to get it out early next week, maybe mid next week. And then we'll do another live stream next week sometime. I've got shoots Wednesday and Thursday, so it may be an off day again. Might be Tuesday, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll be back, and we'll do that. Thanks for subscribing, Yuri. You're the man. We need subscribers around here. Subscribers make the Director's Garage go round. Nephilim says, Michael, how goes the love for the D8000? Still surprised you didn't get the original, man. It has the bass. Love the tuning. Soundstage, man. That's the only thing that's kind of got me hung up on it as far as a personal purchase. But I think it's a recommendation so far, and we'll do a full review of those coming up. Shill away, make some bucks. That's click the like, click the subscribe, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, scream it out on YouTube, yell out the window. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. 5 points if you can guess that reference. So old, boys. I'm so old. Hey, guys, have a great weekend, and thanks for stopping by today. New episodes coming, and boy, I can't wait. You guys are going to love it. All right, see you later, and I'll see you before you know it. Later.